Hello everyone, I've had quite a bit of interest in these Healing Plants oracle cards, or flashcards if you like, so I've decided to do a bit of a flip through on them. So let's take a look at the Healing Plants deck. It's by Elizabeth Blackwell. She's the creator of these. Comes with a nice little guidebook. It's only quite short, but there's a lot of information on the cards themselves. So the history is that Elizabeth Blackwell and her husband designed these cards, and quite interestingly, I believe it was her husband, he got into debt and then ended up having to go to prison, and he actually helped her draft this herbal whilst he was in prison, and she was giving him a hand to do that. There's also a little bit of information here about notable herbals like William Turner and Nicholas's Culpeper's book from 1653. There's also a little bit of history here on herbal medicine and Ayurvedic herbal and aromatherapy as well. So it's only little, but it's quite helpful as a quick reference. And then also too, we've got our cards here, if they'll come out of the box. One of them's gotten stuck in there, and it's Comfrey. Comfrey got stuck in there, but that's it right there. It is also known as the Comfrey bone knitter, and it's a protective herb in the sense that you can use it for energetic protection, but also it's very good for helping repair damaged tissue. The thing that is often reported about it is that comfrey can cause issues with your liver if it's taken long term, but I have spoken to quite a few older people who say that that's not really an issue for them, and just like anything, it's all dosage. So yeah, just go with your intuition on that one and your research. So this one is cinnamon, which symbolises beauty, success, love, lust and power. Bit of an important herb for this time of year. I hear that it's quite useful to blow some into or out of your doorway, like the powder of cinnamon, and then that is the front of the card right here on plate 354 from Elizabeth Blackwell's herbal. So that's cinnamon, and then this one is stinging nettle, which symbolises cruelty. It has antiseptic qualities, and it's also quite high in vitamin C as well, if you ingest the rose hips, I believe. Next one here is coriander, which eases the pain of loss and gives comfort, and that is the plate, like the artwork on this card. And now we have licorice, which symbolises magic, lust, love and fidelity. It's also known as sweetwood, which I didn't really know before. Oh yes, basil, which symbolises good luck, good wishes and hatred. And there's the colour plate there for that one. And then we've got quite a few others here. This one is rosemary, which we're all quite familiar with, and how that one is very useful for memory support. Symbolism is remembrance, constancy, and memory. And there's star anise on this card, and it symbolises cleanliness and purity. I have placed that one under my pillow. Apparently it's great for protection when you're dreaming. And marigolds, which symbolise positive emotions, power and energy. So also known as pot marigold. Calendula officinalis is the botanical name on these ones. And it says here that it's often mixed with aloe vera gel to make a soothing frozen salve. So it makes sense too that it symbolises positive energy because it comes from the Asteraceae family, which has got quite a bright, sunny disposition. Just think of sunflowers, how amazing they are. So that's our marigolds. And sage, which will no doubt be I thought it would have protection as a part of its symbolism because it's often used in smudging, but it's also symbolic of long life, wisdom and good health. So just in case you didn't see that colour plate, there it is right there. I absolutely love sage, and I have accidentally done the odd deep cleansing on my place when I have lit my sage up a little bit too strong. It's kind of just kept burning and then set off the smoke alarm. But if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Then let's have a look at a few of the others in this deck. Oh yes, purslane. That's another favourite of mine. Its symbolism is faith and marriage. And you can also forage for this as a weed. It grows pretty well in fertile soil. And when you eat it, it's got kind of a slightly bitter taste and it's quite crisp and salady. I have heard that it tastes really good fried up with butter and lemon as well, which I haven't tried yet, but I have been able to get it to seed and would like to propagate a whole bunch of it just to see what it's like when it's really looked after. So that's purslane. Everyone knows about chamomile and how useful that is for relaxation and sleep. And its symbolism, of course, is relaxation, but also energy and adversity. And there she is on the colour plate. Now we have Lady's Mantle, which symbolises comforting love, healing and peaceful joy. I don't know much about Lady's Mantle, but there is the colour plate right there. I think the wonderful thing about these cards is that being flashcards, you can always come back. They're like an easy reference, especially if you're like me and just need something quick. So this one is Alcapane. Yes, Alcapane. So Alcapane, also known as scabwort, it symbolises to clean, and it's associated with the fairy folk. So if you're got a connection with the fae, looks like this is the herb for you. In the kitchen or the medicine cabinet, the fresh or dried roots can be decocted or follow the advice of Parkinson and Culpeper and preserve them in syrup instead. The roots can be chewed directly, but they are more palpable when coated in sugar. The aromatic clearing properties of the root can also be harnessed by preserving small pieces of the root in a jam when they act like cough drops. Nibble one at a time and take sparingly. So it looks like that one helps with coughs and colds. And here is cardamom, which symbolises love and inner wisdom. And there's the colour plate there for cardamom. Have used that once or twice in Indian cooking. Absolutely love Indian food. And lavender, which we quite often see in cleaning products and that sort of thing. I'm not sure whether that's like just being added as an artificial fragrance or not, but it's definitely much more beautiful as an essential oil and in its natural state. Lavender symbolises constancy, devotion, humility, and mistrust. So there it is, on a colour plate on the other side there for you too. Here we have St. John's wort. I have heard that St. John's wort can be used as a dream herb along with the likes of mugwort. Don't quote me on that one. It also symbolises animosity and symbolism on this deck. St. John's wort was considered powerful, protective. Yeah, that's right. Was considered a powerful protective from malign influences of all kinds when hung outside the home. Extensive modern study has shown it is an effective antidepressant. So that sounds like it's got nervine properties, so probably very useful to help boost mood. And there's the colour plate there for mugwort. And there's dandelion, which will grow practically anywhere. Oops, wind's blowing away my deck. So yeah, dandelion is also a great coffee substitute. And on this deck, again, it symbolises happiness and wishes. So this dandelion's quite easily confused when you're identifying weeds. It looks kind of a lot like species that come from, plants with those common names like hawksbeard and nipplewort. But yeah, it's quite a flat, low-lying, broad-leafed weed, if you can consider that. I mean, it's quite a useful plant, and it will send down quite a deep taproot and help break up your soil. So it's great for decompaction. So there is dandelion, which has a multitude of practical uses in the garden and as a herbal. And plantain, which here's the colour plate for plantain. Plantain symbolises reassurance and to never despair. But yeah, here's the colour plate for it. And nipplewort, you can make a stock for that one just by boiling up the long flower stalks, like the spikes of the inflorescence. So it'll give you quite a mushroomy kind of flavour if you're making a vegetable or a herb stock with it. And there, that's our plantain. So I'll just quickly go through the other cards because it's starting to get dark. There's the colour plate for that one. I think, what was that? Chaste tree. So chaste tree has a bit of an unusual name. And there is the juniper tree. Black pepper. And oh yes, meadow sweet, that one is. And meadow sweet symbolises usefulness. Also called Queen of the Meadow, Lady of the Meadow, and courtship and matrimony. So there's meadow sweet. And raspberry bush, artichoke, savoury, and elder. Oh yeah, so that one is cleavers. Well, in this deck we've also got fenugreek and bilberry. There's the sloe tree, is that right? Yep, sloe or slough, I'm not sure on the pronunciation for that one. And there's hyssop. Turmeric, which is anti-inflammatory. That's beautiful to add to your boiled rice as well. It gives a lovely golden colour and quite good with Indian food. Borage. So there's borage on that card, and borage symbolises bravery and rudeness. It's quite interesting that the symbolism for these, that what was her name again? Elizabeth Blackwell has kind of like given a positive and a negative attribute to all of these. Kind of like the light and dark aspect of each herb. Oh yes, motherwort. And motherwort symbolises protective maternal grace. Valerian, which is great for relaxation, and it symbolises strength and vitality. And Angelica, myrtle tree, and we've got yarrow, and yarrow symbolises courage, healing and war. Mugwort, I thought I already said mugwort. Ah, that's right. Yeah, mugwort is the dream herb, and it symbolises dignity, tranquility and happiness. And I have done a fair bit of work with mugwort lately, and I've noticed since I've been taking mugwort that I'm able to recall more of my dreams, and it seems to have stayed that way even after stopping taking the mugwort. So that's really cool. Chickweed, and chickweed symbolises welcome to a stranger.